Termites attack more than 5 million homes every year and cause over $5 billion in property damage. Don't let this happen to your home. Call me today at Steve's Pest Control and let's get your house protected. I'm going to solve your termite problems. I guarantee it.
Now you got a friend in the pest control business, Steve's Pest Control.
Being here helps us to focus on what really matters.
It's one place we can all agree on.
Our experience here on Sunday touches our lives all week long.
Forum Christian Church, connecting, growing, living.
Closed captioning provided by eNet, your pay-as-you-go work comp specialists.
We talked earlier about how things are moving fast and furious out here at John and Toby's house. The interior is no different. As you can see, we've got paint on the walls, and this is our first coat, basically the primer coat of the paint. Well, what the guys at Flashover Painting have done is they put one coat of a primer on the walls, and they've done 2 coats of a flat ceiling white paint. So all the ceilings are completely done. The walls have the first primer coat, and we'll go take a look at the closets and see how they're completed, and then we'll also take a look at the garage. Why don't you follow me? So what the guys at Flashover do, a little bit different than others out there, is they'll put 2 coats of paint here in the closet, and then they'll put a final coat of a semi-gloss, same color as this. The reason they do a semi-gloss is because closets get a lot of wear and tear. People kick off their shoes, curtain rods, boxes, storage. So the semi-gloss makes it more durable in the closets, and it just holds a lot longer. This closet is something you won't have to paint when you go to repaint this room 5-6 years from now. This closet's going to maintain its shape, color, everything. So we're walking into the garage of John and Toby's house. This is the upstairs garage. It's a 2-car garage. And the guys at Flashover, they've come in and they've completely finished painting this garage. Most folks don't pick a color, wall color for their garage different than just the ceiling white. So we've got 2 coats of paint on the ceiling, and it's a flat finish ceiling white, and we've got 2 coats of paint on the garage walls. So this room is completely done and ready to go. Here in a couple days, we're going to have the garage doors up. That way we can get locks on all the doors and make this home secure, because we have a lot of interior stuff going on and we want to make sure that we can lock it up.
Bill, how's it going?
Good, Jason. How are you?
Pretty good. We're back out at John and Toby's house, and today I'm excited to see it anyway. We're actually digging holes to put in our septic tanks, and we're going to do 2 plastic tanks here. And Bill, can you tell us a little about everything we're going to do here today?
Yeah. I've got it dug down to the depth we need, which is 59 inches from the inlet of the sewer. We've got it wide enough. Don't quite have it deep enough yet, or long enough, but we're working on that. The first tank that we've got is 101 inches long, and I need to dig about another 2 feet back, so we're getting pretty close.
And it's a plastic tank. Are we putting anything around the plastic tank?
There's going to be sand. It's going to have a sand bottom underneath the tank for it to sit on, and then we're going to fill the sides of it full of sand.
What does the sand do? Does it help you get it level, or does it help protect the tank?
Well, on the bottom it does help us get it level. Basically what it does is allows moisture to go, or water to go around the tank instead of sitting there in the soil.
Trying to make sure it doesn't want to pop up if there if the water got underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do 2 tanks here, right?
Yeah, the first one's going to be the septic tank, which is going to hold most of the solids. and the other one's going to be where the effluent runs into it and goes into a pump, and then pumps it out to the leach field.
Okay. All the systems are pretty similar in the first tank or septic tank. All the solids go in there, kind of sink to the bottom. Bacteria starts to grow in there and it breaks it down to a certain level and kind of turns it into liquid, especially with all your shower stuff running in there.
Yes.
And then from there, that's when it's affluent.
Yeah.
And then it'll spill over into the second tank, which will have a pump on it.
That is exactly right.
And it's going to run way up over the hill to the leach fields we're going to be digging here pretty soon, we hope.
Yes.
Okay. Once it gets to leach fields, it slowly... What happens in a leach field, I guess?
The leach field, once it gets there, it's going to disperse into it, so every single run that we have on the leach field gets the same amount of water. That way one side doesn't get overloaded.
Okay.
And it basically, the water just goes out into the leach field and is slowly absorbed into the ground and filtered, so that by the time it reaches a creek or stream, it's clean water.
Okay. And I called it a leach field, but mostly now they're calling them laterals, right?
Yeah. You know, the leach field term, basically, the way I understand it, comes from because that's what the groundwater, or the water's doing, it's leaching into the ground.
Okay. From the laterals, all right. Well, cool. Well, we'll let you get back to it.
All right, thank you.
Primarily so that they're out of the drive danger. We want it to be where John, when he comes home, if he starts using his lower garage, that he can actually drive around the house and not have the tanks right out there in the middle where he may want to drive naturally. He can still drive a tractor, his little mower over top of it, things like that, but you don't want to be driving a vehicle or a vehicle with trailers over it.